Okay, so I'm at the Elite Four. I know exactly how to beat them. I just have to figure out which Pokemon I'm gonna put out there to sweep the whole squad. So for the lead, Skarmory is not gonna do it. I need to get Skarmory in there somewhere. I'd like to use rocks and spikes. That's why I have him. Spiritomb does so much damage. Gardevoir has to lead. That's like my best stop to Spiritomb. Gardevoir might sweep Loki with this strategy that I cooked up. So fighting fair is not gonna do it because your Pokemon, like their EVs, IVs are not very good. Obviously you're not gonna train up a whole new team for this shit, so... And my Infernape is over leveled and still doesn't outspeed anything. Okay, so we're literally gonna use X items like crazy. Most importantly, special defense. So I don't die instantly. Wow, that still does a lot. 2 of those should do it. X speed. My speed is actually pretty low, but this should help significantly. Defense. Probably 2 special defenses low-key. Two of those. As long as I don't get critted, I should be fine. And we'll pop a special attack. Or a full restore. And yeah, we'll pop a special attack as well. Special attack. I could use another speed low-key. Because of this Pokemon is not super fast. Okay, one more should do it. Several increased speed stages. Yeah, we're looking good. Let's just attack. Moonblast. Let's see how far we can sweep. I'm gonna use Gardevoir until I can't, pretty much. You think you outspeed, which you don't, so you're just gonna get one-tapped. Lucario, I should be able to one-shot Lucario with a Psychic. Milotic might be the toughest here. I'm gonna use Future Sight. And I'll hit him with the Moonblast. Yeah. Oh, damn. Yep, there we go. Okay. You're either gonna full restore or recover. The best play is to use Venusaur, just use the grass move, or I'm gonna wait for the future sight to pull through. I think I'm gonna do that. I am going to... I'm going to X speed. No, yeah. I thought they were gonna full restore. Future sight should hit. That's gonna do massive. Oh, not as much as I thought. Okay. I'm expecting a full restore, special attack. Ice beam is gonna hurt. Woo! God damn. Of course he would freeze me. It's funny how cheap X items are and how strong they are. Much better than potions, to be honest. Ice beam again. If you recover, or if you use a full restore, you're screwed. There we go. That flame orb is so busted. And I'm going to just energy ball. Togekiss. You're fairy type. I outspeed you now, so Sludge Bomb. Nice. Why didn't I use X items before? That's like the only way to beat this. Alright, Garchomp now. I gotta do as much damage as possible to Garchomp. So I'm just gonna Energy Ball. As much as I want to Leech Seed and stall him... Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That might kill. Ooh, does a lot. GG, Cynthia. Yes. That was very anticlimactic. The Hall of Fame round 2. Professor Rowan. Is this the exact same dialogue as before for round 1? Well, my new team is in there, which is cool. I was actually sweeping with Empoleon before. because he had Ice Beam, but he wasn't doing enough damage. Gardevoir really locked shit down. I didn't even use my Garchomp. Venusaur played his role. Skarmory helped a lot leading up to it. Empoleon didn't do too much in that final fight, but a worthy teammate as well as Infernape. Infernape the ace. That's a stacked team. You know, I always gravitate towards Skarmory, Garchomp, and Tyranitar. I always take those ones. They're good Pokemon, and then I usually run a starter like Empoleon or Infernape, Swampert. Yeah, that's a cool team. That's a fun team. A good sand team, actually. We beat round 2. I don't know if you get anything for round 2. It doesn't really seem like it. Wow, I did it. I really did it. I used Infernape the whole game. I'll use Empoleon for a little bit. Let's walk with Skarmory though. I'm really enjoying Skarmory right now. Has to be one of my favorite Pokemon right now. Like, I really enjoy Skarmory. I might have to look up what to do in the post-game, because at this time I don't know what else to do. I looked for Heatran, he's not at the mountain. I looked for whatever was at the stone. Nothing at the stone. Giratina, I don't even know where to start with that. I caught all the spirits, but the only thing left to explore is this path here that you can surf on. And then after that is the Pokedex. And that is fine by me because I need to get some hyper potions. That's fine by me because I don't need to play this game like too much longer. Get 10 hypers. You don't get that much money in this game for beating the Elite Four. Decent amount. I could grind them for money once I get strong enough. Alright, so what's on this route? It looks like I've possibly been here before. I think 2 guys were blocking that right there. And I definitely kind of want a shiny hunt. I need more repels too. I don't need to fight any trainers. Not anymore. See what's up here first. Looks like a great hunting spot. Cool. What time is it? 11? Damn. When you tap the screen, they kind of follow it. Sweet. Rare candy, nice. That's gonna help with leveling up Pokemon for evolutions. Let's try the Poke Radar. If I can remember what button it is, this one. The Weeping Bell. I have a feeling I'm not gonna like the Pokemon here. Well, I ended the chain, so whatever. Oh shit, shit. Do not want to fight a trainer. Not because I'm scared, but because they're very weak and it's a waste of time. Fuck. Ooh, damn. Oh, I remember where the park is. I remember where the park is now. Okay, I've been here. Cool. Let's check out the grass, I guess. If the repel would wear off. I want to see if there's any different Pokemon in the tall grass. I can't believe I beat the Elite Four like that, holy shit. X items are broken. I thought they patched them, because I tried using them once, and it didn't sharply raise my stats, it just raised my stats by 1 stage, not 2. And I thought they weren't like totally broken. I don't know. Maybe that was in ORAS. I was playing Omega Ruby, or I was playing Alpha Sapphire. Maybe it wasn't like totally broken in there. I don't know. I thought it was this game. I don't think anything good is gonna spawn here, so I'm probably gonna do one more, and then I'm gonna look at the what's it called? I should test my widgets because I think I got a follow and it didn't register properly. Yeah, I'll have to reset that. It works on this page. That's strange. Why does it work on this page? Alert box. Oh, you know what it is? I think it's not overlaid. It should be overlaid like that. Or the other way around. No? There it is. Then it's over the gameplay footage. Cool. Yeah, I'll definitely shiny hunt like a Larvitar or something. I do have a shiny. I could just do that in Gen 5. I could shiny hunt something for fun. Okay, let's see. So, the last place I need to go, as far as I know, is... It's this one route into the side. There's a... God, I can't even remember what it is. There is the cafe. I think it's It's like south of Veilstone or something. I've been there. The Spiritomb, I could catch the Spiritomb. I'm drawing a blank, I can't remember where it is. The fourth Lake of Sinnoh that was kept secret, Spring Path. That seems interesting. I don't think I looked there. I don't think I looked there at all. Spring Path. Fourth Lake of Sinnoh. To the right. Kept secret. It sounds like something I'd want to check out. Have I don't remember going on the walkway to the left. Have I ever gone up here? Apparently I fought that trainer, so I must have. Maybe it's that lake on the right. Skarmory is becoming one of my favorite Pokemon. I can't believe it. I've always liked Skarmory. Here we go. Okay, this seems like something I should explore. I don't know if I went here. I really don't think so. This looks like a great hunting spot. I definitely have not been here. What would be here? This is all new to me. Grass all over. I want to see what Pokemon are here. Big ass diving board. Bibarel, oh great. Any cool Pokemon in the water? Shitty Golduck. Can't see shit. Pass 3 pillars to the sleeping before 30 is passed. Okay, so I need to use defog here. So I can actually see. Even though my Empoleon has defog, I have to go through this menu. Whoa. Do I need to catch all these unknown? Before 30 is surpassed. Let me read that again. Pass 3 pillars to the sleeping before 30 is surpassed. Pass 3 pillars before 30. It doesn't really tell me enough. Uh-oh. Other unknown in here. Haunter. Level 45, high level. I'm not sure what can be in here. Same room. Different room, different... Or it's the same room, different perspective. That's the beginning. Okay, that's trippy. Whoa, what the flip? Are they guiding me towards something? Are those arrows? I don't understand. Looks like it. So it's blocking me off. I could probably go this way. Same thing. At this rate, I'm gonna need more repels. 1-5. 2-6. Three 7. I'm on the right track. It's before 30. It's at holy sh. That's Gartina. Do I save? I think I save. Oh my god, I found Gartina. I did not think that would work. Whoa. I don't think I have one. Actually, I do. I do from Black and White. Refresher. You are a dragon ghost. I don't want to risk killing it. Pain split. Let's use Ice Beam. It's gonna do a lot, but it shouldn't kill it. Oh yeah. A low-key and ugly Pokemon. Shadow Force, that's a strong move. I probably had to catch all the spirits, the lake spirits, before I could find this fight. I'd like him in an Ultra Ball because it matches. Dusk Ball would be pretty cool too. I think Dusk would be perfect. He's gonna be tough. I can put him to sleep with Venusaur. But let's see how many Pokeballs I can get in here before Skarmory goes down. Damn. Pain split. As long as he's in the red. Oh, whoops. Meant to put him to sleep. He's gonna pain split me and take all his health back. Ugh. That's awful. It's almost not worth it to keep attacking him for lower HP because he's gonna use Pain Split and get it right back. I'd like to catch him in a Dusk Ball. I'd be fine with Ultra Ball as well. I'd prefer the Dusk. About to catch this fucker in a Master Ball. Fuck this. I need to catch Arceus in that though. If I can catch him in this game. Oh my goodness, dude. Let's hope this Sludge Bomb doesn't kill him. Yeah. Oh, Ghost resists poison. Oh, so close. Sleep is so broken. Gotcha. Woo! Let's go, baby. Ghost Dragon. Interesting. Party nature, trash. Cool moves. Got Giratina. Place where two worlds overlap. I'm guessing this goes to the beginning. Is there anything else in here? 1-1. That looks different. Two, 3. Whoa, this is different. There has to be an item or something in here. I'm not gonna keep searching. Not really worth it. Escape rope. Oh, you can't use one here? What? I got lucky finding Giratina. What going on with this shit? $3.9. I'm trying to go. Oh, whoa. What's this? A rare bone. That's the beginning again. Yeah, and this is the exit. Ow. Interesting. Well, I found the spring path. That was kind of a cool detour. Where's that one? Oh my god, I know which place I'm thinking of. I just can't remember where it is. There's like a garden to the side, and they wouldn't let me go through, and you catch a bunch of Pokemon there. Nursery. I don't know if I went to the unknown temple yet. Salacian Ruins. I don't think I've been there yet. We got the Reggies as well up here. If there's a Pokemon Center, I need to... You know, I didn't fight all the gym leaders, actually, now that I think about it. I totally forgot about that. God, a fucking bug in my room. Check out the temple. I need max repels, that's what I came there for. And just a 420. I don't remember a person in front of here before. Only the chosen. Are you high? Oh. Working on a Pokedex, aren't you? There should be many rare Pokemon in the temple. Enjoy your exploring. Oh, so they just let you in it. In the old games, you needed all 3 Reggies to go in here. I see rock and ice in here. I have an Onyx. Oh. Strange, random ice paths. It said there was many rare Pokemon or something in here. I wonder if they're talking about the Reggies or if they're talking about, like, a regular Pokemon. Yeah, I want to say you needed every single Reggie and you needed them, like, at the top of your party. Little puzzle here. I never caught the Reggies in Gen 3. Never did it. It's not hard, I just never did it. This seems right. Oh, I got it. Oh, close. These puzzles are fun. Okay, so we got this point here. I have to go this way. If I go up here... There we go. Tricky. Alright, I'm gonna stop catching these Pokemon in here. They're all trash. I don't see the point of pushing the boulder, really. Oh, I see. Right? Because if you push it up... Or maybe you can use it on the other side of the room. Oh, yeah, you block your path with it. Yeah. Like that. Never melt ice. That's a good item. Random bugs in my room and shit. Oh, damn. I remember having a Regigigas somehow. Like, either my friend gave it to me or something, because I don't remember ever catching them. Because like I said, you need all 3 Reggies to get Regigigas. Think outside the box. I can go up and then I can go right. What if I go down? Nothing. So let's go right. I get stuffed here. What if I go left? Nothing. If I go down, it doesn't give me anything. If I go up, left, maybe this would do something? Okay. Down, nothing. Maybe I start here. Left up does nothing. What if I go down? Ah, yes, this looks better. Since I'm here, what if I go left from here? Back to square one. So right does nothing. Down, right. Okay, down, right, up. Oh, it's so confusing. I thought it was down, right. Oh, here we go. Down, right, up. I don't get it. I'm missing something here. Bro. I'm looking this shit up.
Ultimately, I think it's worth picking up. A little bit late, but that is what it is. It's gonna do. So, let's see.
Okay, I see the solution here. So, we need to get to a rock directly below me. How am I gonna hit that rock? Oh, you can get Darkrai? Oh my god. Romana's Park, that's it. Okay, I can't even catch this anyway. I need all 3 in the party and you can catch them in this game. So it's not like OG where you needed to transfer them. Thank God. The park. Okay, where's the park? None of this tells me anything. I don't know where the park is. Oh, it's like way down here. 221. That's it. That's where it is, past the water. Here it is. Professor Oak. Oh, the chain counter. Perfect. That's how you get it. So you sell every Pokeball. Okay, standard stuff, standard stuff. Mysterious shards. So I gotta get some of these, okay. Eat and sleep, Snorlax. Okay, cool. Looks like I go in with my regular party then. Interesting. There's a cave here. I can surf here. What's in here? Whoa. Oceanic room? What would be in here? A Kyogre? Is this where you catch a bunch of legendaries? A slate. Is this a bunch of legendary locations? There's not much on the outsides here. Let's check this here. Soul room. Slate. Where do I get a slate? Check this room. Genome room. I don't have a slate. Maybe I have to go to the underground? No. Maybe I find them in the other underground somehow, the mysterious shards, and then it gives me the slates. The rainbow room. That's gotta be Ho-Oh. Oh, Oceanic is gonna be Lugia then. Okay. Wow, you can catch all these legendaries in this game. That's crazy. Tectonic room. Is this Heatran? Or Groudon? Probably Groudon. Okay, so every legendary is here. How do I get slates? Trade shards. How do I get a mysterious shard? In the Grand Underground. So it's gonna be in the wall, I guess. Okay. I kind of figured. I haven't gotten a single one. I'd love to catch all these Pokemon. I thought it was gonna be like the Safari Zone. Got all four, got 2 greens. odd keystone. I don't know what that's for. I wonder if that's for Spiritomb. It looks like Spiritomb's... Actually, that does look like Spiritomb's thing. I'd love to catch Spiritomb. I need a Trico still. I feel like this is a great reset room. There's a lot of Pokemon right at the entrance here. C-Dot. I really need a Trico. Squirtle. I have Squirtles and Dive Balls, so I really don't need to do that. I'll just catch it in like an Ultra Ball. Or a Net Ball. Squirtle. What's great about that is you can level it up. Oh, Chikorita as well. I made the right call with this room. Now I need a Mudkip. Yeah, I need a Mudkip and I need a Trico still. And I think I need a Turtwig. I never got a Turtwig. You can't go to sleep because you're grass type. Wow, you are tough as hell to catch. Sweet. Still need that Trico, of course. Shuckle. I already have Chikorita. I got that Wormpole Bellsprout. I don't know if I have a Bellsprout. I have a Weakened Bell. I don't. Weeping Bell, a Gibble. Whoa. Might as well catch this Tyrogue. Torchic would be nice too. I haven't gotten a single fire starter. Come on, Trico. Trico, Turtwig. Chikorita again? I could try for a shiny Chikorita. Oh, I can't use the Pokedex tool. That's too bad. A really good odds so far. That's what, 2 or 3, 4 starters? Yeah, this room is way easier to reset than the one I was using before. Staryu. Starmie's actually very good. If I was gonna make another team, I will definitely use Sceptile. Probably get rid of Empoleon and Venusaur, put on Sceptile. Or just replace Venusaur. I like using Empoleon. I've got all these. Do I have a Caterpie? I don't think so. This should be a guaranteed catch for the quick ball. Gotta catch 'em all. Gotta purchase our products. Play our games. Gotta catch 'em all. Gotta purchase every version of the game, even though they're basically the same game. With only different Pokemon in it. Gotta catch 'em all. We sell the same game twice, so you buy the game twice, giving us more money. Gotta catch 'em all. Gotta purchase our product. Purchase some plushies. I am so unlucky. Gibble, I thought that was like a Terracosta or something for some reason. Trico! Woo! Let's get it. I can't put you to sleep, unfortunately. Might be able to grass ball you. Trico! I actually had an HP... I think it was an HP Ice Trico that was perfect. It took me literally like 10 hours to breed that thing. I did just save in case this kills it. Okay, good. Damn, it gets Leaf Storm! Oh my goodness, you're badass. His hidden ability, I believe, is Unburden, and if you use an item, it increases his speed. I'd like to get him in a Nest Ball. Unfortunately, I don't have a status condition I can use for him. Yeah, a Nest Ball would look nice. Endeavor, that's gonna hurt. That move is broken. Oh wow. Leech Seed must have gotten buffed because you recover a lot from it. That's like a 4th HP. Leech Seed is good on Sceptile. Sceptile's like ultra fast. Leech Seed, I used to use Leech Seed substitute. I don't think I used Leaf Storm. Giga Drain. And my last move, I can't remember, it was like Earthquake or some shit. Something weird like that. I want him in a Nest Ball. But it's gonna be so tough. Literally any move I do is gonna fucking kill him. That's so broken. Come on. Oh no. Come on. Leech Seed, no! I should have brought my Ampharos. I am an Overgrow. Hopefully this doesn't kill. Yeah, it killed. I did 1.5 times more damage, so I should have expected that to kill. Well, I prefer a male Trico, if I could get one. I would have liked that one. Let's bring my Ampharos this time and not mess that part up. I just realized there's no like save screen. You don't get to see your options or your save before you boot up the game. Okay, he's still there, good. Let's swap them out because you can in this game. Instead of Garchomp, we will use Ampharos. Where did I put my Ampharos? Bro went to the Shadow Realm, there you are. And you don't have Thunder Wave for some reason. Do I have something else with Thunder Wave? I just need something with Thunder Wave. Or Stun Spore would work. Sweet Scent. That is a godlike moveset. Earthquake Swords Dance? What the fuck? Maybe I have a Thunder Wave TM. I'll just use that. Thunder Wave, Thunder Wave. I believe I do. Really? Shockwave. I don't have Thunder Wave. Alright, I have to have a single Pokemon with Thunder Wave, come on. Hypnosis would work as well. These aren't high level enough anyway. I need something, bro. Discharge might work. That sounds gross. Okay, box 3. I'm gonna put you up here. I do have a Ghastly with Hypnosis I could use. Somewhere. That's where my Staraptor went. Totodile has superpower, what the fuck? Thunder Punch? Damn. That might work. I really don't have many options here, do I? I really don't. I know I caught a Ghastly that was level 60. I could use him. Where is he? I know for a fact I caught one. There it is. And of course he doesn't have the moves I need. Thunder Fang might do it. Sucker Punch Play Rough, that's cool. I'll use Mightyena. Alright, so we'll bring Mightyena. Yeah, we'll start off with him. Please be male, ideally. And we're gonna Thunder Fang you till you... Okay, cool. Gonna Thunder Fang you like crazy till you get, paralyzed, hopefully. Ow. Now he's in Overgrow, which is not good. Endeavor! Don't have anything with Hypnosis or anything. Yes! Yes! Rico, baby! Definitely putting him on my team. Nope. Summary. Hardy nature. That's fine. Neutral nature. I'll take that. His moveset sucks. I still need that Turtwig. as well as a Mudkip. I don't know if Mudkip spawns here though. What's my team now? It's, I'm missing Garchomp. Turtwig. I don't know what's not gonna kill this right away besides Trico. I'd prefer to get this in a nest ball as well. Yeah, that puff of green is a nice touch. Let's, I could endeavor him as well. Crunch? Since when do you get crunch? The fuck? Yes. Easy. Easy. Rash nature, pretty bad. He's a physical attacker. That's like the worst nature you could get. I do need a Mudkip. I'm guessing it spawns here, but I've only seen grass types, to be honest. Alright, I still need to get, the stupid shards. This is gonna suck. I haven't found a single shard. Gonna take me forever. That's a Firestone or something. Garbage. Worthless. Check out what this side room is. Oh god. Fuck. Fighting. This shit is so lame. This looks interesting. What is that? An oval stone? Mysterious shard, Everstone, yeah. I got a mysterious shard. And an Everstone. Whoa, this is really tropical. If I was a Mudkip, I'd be in here. I think I have a pine cone. I do. Okay. I'd say I'd be in here if I was a Mudkip. A Wooper. Yeah, he's a water ground type. Is that a Barbarical or Barboach? It's a Barboach. This turns into Wishcash, doesn't it? I need to get Rotom too. And every single version of Rotom. I used to have a defensive Rotom Heat, which was kind of hilarious because it's not like a great defensive typing, but Rotom Wash is so good. I used a Rotom Wash on like every single team I had because it rounded out my team so well. Every single team I would run, I would have a fucking Rotom Wash. Such good typing and ability, like versatile as well. You could make it bulky for defense, or you could make it a pivot. You could give it a scarf. You could give it a trick set. I like to give it giving it a Black Sludge with Trick. And it would just totally maim the opponent's Pokemon. Or you Choice Scarf it and you run Trick. And if they switch into a wall that can take you on, then you just trick them your Choice Scarf and they're totally maimed, locked into one move. I would do that, and a lot of the time they would switch into like Umbreon or something. Their Umbreon would be useless with the Scarf. Bulbasaur. I don't need a Bulbasaur. It's tempting to catch, but I don't need it. I've already got one. I've got several. I actually have, it's resetting the rooms on the outside, so I can hit the walls. I'm not seeing Mudkip, I only saw a grass type, so forget it. I need 3 small shards. This is a big one. Nice. I think I need 2 of those, 1 or 2. This looks important. What is that? Fairy. Sweet. Icy. Oh, it's an icy rock. And a fairy statue. Spoopy. Whoa. Got it. Is that steel? A Mawile. Not sure I have a man key. Now that I think about it, Sceptile doesn't learn Stun Spore, does he? Interesting. I should catch that Houndoom as well. Nice. Yes. How am I gonna catch a Houndoom exactly? Probably Ice Beam it, if that doesn't kill it. Houndoom was a controversial Pokemon because it, like, literally has devil horns and people got pissed off about it. It was too, like, satanic, apparently. And bro, it's literally a make-believe animal in a fake universe, like, shut up. I used to run a Mega Houndoom, and he was pretty solid. He's, if he gets a nasty plot up, oh my god, he can sweep. He's pretty good. His speed isn't, like, super top tier, but, he did some work. He did some work for me. Normal type. That's a big ass stone. Shitty Bunnery. Those statues are gonna make the Pokedex easier to complete. If I need a certain type of Pokemon, I can use the statue and boost the drop rate. So that's not too bad. Poison. If I could get water or ground from Mudkip. Ghost. That's a sun rock. I need to talk to a trader so I can buy the base spot. Miss Magius. Let's save up here. Big ass green cavern. Well, I have all the grass starters now, so I don't really need this area. It seems too big to grind in, like, efficiently anyway. Yeah, I'm good on this one. Oh, who are you? Got a guy in the tunnel to restore your HP. I wish I could find him. I have no idea what this is. Magnezone. I think there's shiny statues. I have not gotten a single one of those yet, I don't believe. That looks like a mysterious shard. Large. Perfect. That's a big firestone. So I can get a legendary then, I believe. Minun. Quilava. I would love a Cyndaquil. I would replace Infernape with Typhlosion low-key. I would heavily consider it. Just for fun. Oh, damn. I'm not hacking, I swear. I'm not hacking. I promise. That is a fossil. Ooh, I might not be able to get it. Yes, got it. 2 hits to spare. Dome fossil. That is for Rampardos, I believe. That must be the only way to get him. Nothing very eventful in here. Cherim. I'll catch Cherim. Cherubi, sorry. I have Mareep already. I'm gonna go down because I don't think I've been that way at all. Lots of goodies here. It sucks that I have to do this so much. I'm pretty sure this is the only way to do this, to get the legendaries. So that's what I'm gonna do. Is that another fossil? My controller keeps fucking up. Got another fossil. How do I redeem these fossils? Claw fossil. I'm not even sure what that is. I need to find the guy I can trade these to. Oh, leaf stone. I need to get all the EVs as well. What the flip is this? That's a big ass brick. Flipping straight to the bricks. Meadow plate. Oh, it's for grass attacks. Or for Arceus. Lucario. Water, Dratini. Ralts. I don't need another Ralts. Its catch rate is pretty low, actually. Deep Sea Tooth. I think that's for Huntail. I'll catch another Ralts. Let me get this Dratini. Dratini Linguini. I honestly don't know. I don't know, like, if it can get Marvel Scale. Or if that's its hidden ability. I think it's its hidden ability, but I don't know. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I used to be really into Dragonite, but he's too cartoony looking. Cool Pokemon, though. Garchomp is more my style. Now that's the Pokemon. That is a Dragon type. Yeah, I wish I could find the guy where I can buy the stuff from so I can make a secret base and use these statues. Focus Punch. Interesting, let's go back. Let's go to the surface. I need to find where that store is. I think I know where it is. Okay, can I turn in my shards? You need 1 for the discovery slate. Oh, so you either need 3 small ones, or you need 1 large. And I got a few of these. Cool. 2 slates. So I guess I could use them in any spot that I want. I think I just want to collect a ton of them, and I want to catch every legendary. So I need to go back. Is there a quicker way to do this? Because I don't want to do this. Watch TV. So there's a code. Okay. So the Diglett counter gives you more shards. The more, yeah, it gives you more shards. So basically that shouldn't have left. However, we can play on the internet. with a link code, and this link code is 1530 000 0. Save my adventure, and this is a code that people use, I guess. Alright. Let's get to work. I don't know how this is gonna help my chances, but we'll see. I'm getting pretty good at this. I should put on like a show or something. I should low-key not do this on stream. This is pretty boring, so if somebody hops in, they're gonna be really bored really fast. So, this isn't great. I don't know how people entertain 24/7. Like, I just can't do it. Like, I have a good hour or two, and then I'm like done. Shitty Pachirisu. I hate Pachirisu so much. There's a lot of Pokemon I hate. Alamo... Is it Alamomoga? Or Elmoga? Whatever the electric rat thing is. The electric flying rat. I think it's so annoying. I think it's a Molga. Now that's an annoying ass Pokemon. Electric flying is great typing. This takes fucking forever. This is what you have to do to catch legendaries, man? Are you fucking high? I will definitely just play Gen 4 instead of this shit. When I'm done with this. You're telling me if I want to catch a Groudon, I gotta do this? Like, come on. Granted, you can catch like every legendary in the game. Up to Gen 4, which is pretty good. But I digress. I've caught like every Pokemon too. There's very few Pokemon I haven't caught down here. two things in the wall, so they're probably pretty big. This controller low-key sucks. It was like $20, but at the same time, like, it's a licensed Nintendo Pikachu GameCube controller. It does not have vibration, but it doesn't feel terrible. Like, the stick sucks though. There's just no control. Alright, got 3. Maybe it's more worth it to just look around for Diglett first. I'm not sure. But yeah, the more you do, the better your chances are. There we go. Another legendary, let's go! That's a whole legendary Pokemon right there. And no, I'm not gonna shiny hunt, it's not really worth it in these later gen games. They're way too difficult to shiny hunt. I would only RNG manip. I'm not gonna reload a legendary 20,000 times. I could play through Sword Shield again. Because in the Tundra DLC, it's actually pretty easy to shiny hunt. I want to say you get like a 30%. Oh, that's a small oh my god. That might have been a small shard. Another Mawile. Damn. Man, that one was impossible. I really gotta turn these in. Oh, is this him? Rest. Oh, he let me heal. That's good for something, I guess. Or in this one. That's a plate, it looks like. This is an Everstone, I believe. I keep missing. God damn it. This controller sucks. Oh! Second to last hit. I think that's another legendary right there. Because I think I had 2 of those, and you need 3. They're going to become more and more common as we progress through this. Absol, I got one of those. Combuskin. Still need a Torchic. Whoa. Here we go. Another, if that's... Oh, no, this is it, this is it. Yes. Seems like they're more and more common now as we progress. I caught all these Pokemon. Oh, there's a lot over there now. Ow. Oh god, I gotta watch a show or something. I should put on some YouTube, is what I should do. I did that yesterday and it worked out nicely. Is that ice? Sweet. Level 10 of 40. They're gonna be easier to get, but not necessarily easy. Yes. Oh, that's an amber. That is Aerodactyl. I believe. Should be an old amber. Yeah. I got Aerodactyl. Berry. The amount of digging I have done is insane. Why do these Pokemon games always have some stupid, tedious bullshit like this? Let me catch the legendaries. Black White was not like this. Black White is peak. Peak Pokemon. Is that a fairy plate? I'm not gonna get this. Oh, maybe? Yeah, just. A psychic plate. I have been digging for so long. Just to catch legendary Pokemon I already have. Oh shit. That is a Helix or something. I might need several leaf stones for some evolutions I have to do later. Hell. This is bullshit. This is hell. I have so many green shards. I like this route I have. I'm gonna put it on some YouTube. Um... Nice.
To battles being very slow-paced in combinations with animations being on, compared to a main series game anyway. The only thing Min mentioned about XD was that he was upset he had to
Mudkip statue.
all of Fire Red, Emerald, and XD, I refrained from using my Master Ball. This means that I had exactly 3 of them to use for the legendaries for this team.
I'm trying to make sure the audio's good. Let me see. It's kind of difficult.
Anyway, with all of the games having been completed, we can finally move on to
Yeah, that should work.
Before I start getting Pokemon, let's talk about Min's IVs. Min mentioned in the email I received that while Groudon was trained all the way to the max in HP, its HP IV was a 29, meaning its stat wasn't the truly maximum possible number. This is because, unlike modern Pokemon games, in Gen 3 there is no way to increase the amount of guaranteed 31 IVs on a Pokemon other than through breeding. This means if you want a 6 31 IV legendary with a modest nature, for example, you need to get a 1 out of 32 roll 6 times consecutively, and then a 1 out of 25 roll for the nature, because Synchronize does not work on static encounters in this game. If you do the math, it comes out to be a 1 out of 26 billion chance for that to happen. Now, luckily, thanks to the total RNG size of the Gen 3 games, it's actually a bit more common than that. There's only 4.2 billion nature and IV spreads that exist within the game, and 3 of them are modest with 6 IVs. This means that it's actually a far more reasonable 1 in 1.4 billion chance for you to get the spread that you want. Wait, that's not reasonable at all. Because of this rarity, if you were to soft reset for this specific Mewtwo, even with how fast Fire Red resets are, at a conservative 30 seconds for catching plus stat checking, it would take you 95 years to have a 51% chance of seeing this Pokemon. So Min and other national players obviously didn't do this. In Min's case, he just compromised on his stats. We can see this with his Groudon. He didn't even compromise only the stats he viewed as less valuable, he compromised everything. HP was one of the stats he trained to the maximum, and he didn't even aim for a 31 in this. Why? Well, he probably aimed to have every stat above a certain threshold, rather than having 2 31 IVs and then like a bunch of 5s. But how did Min get these Pokemon? Well, in his war story, he talks about how he got lucky and caught a Groudon with great IVs, and that because Synchronize doesn't work on Ubers, it took hours to get each one. As we can see from this, Min was soft resetting for his legendaries. So presumably his Groudon and Rayquaza were caught using this technique in Emerald. You may expect me to compromise like Min, because of how rare these Pokemon are and how long it might take me to get them, but I won't. I'll be going for 5 or 6 IV Pokemon depending on what stats they need, and I'm willing to bet I got all my Pokemon even faster than Min did. How will I do this without taking 100 years? Well, I'll be using a technique known as RNG manipulation. Because
what
the
is this?
GBA cannot produce truly random results, Game Freak did their best to fake it and make it look random to us.
Got one.
They did this by using
Small
a
shard,
random number
right?
generator,
Or no, that's a
which is an
spear.
algorithm that takes in an input, does some maths to it, and then gives the end user an output that looks random. Both Fire Red and Emerald use a linear congruential generator, with different methods to determine the initial seeding for it. After the initial seeding, the game runs the LCG RNG every video frame. Because of this, my Pokemon will be determined by a 1/60th of a second timing window for when I press A to encounter it. This means if we know the initial seed, we can predict the output using a special calculator known as Gen 3 Seed Assistant, and we will know what Pokemon spawn and when. In Emerald, the initial seed is actually always the same, 0. This is because of a programming error. Many people think it has to do with a dead internal battery, but Emerald is the only game where that's not the case. This means if you're soft resetting, like Min was, for both his eggs and legendaries in this game, you're actually hitting roughly the same 50 to 100 IV spreads every time. So not only was soft resetting not efficient, it was basically a waste of time. On top of this, having only one initial seed means our options are very limited for available IV spreads. For example, on the initial seed 0, there's only one spread with perfect HP, attack, and speed, and it's a 30-minute wait. Luckily, Emerald is more flexible than it first appears, and there's a way around this using the battle record from the Frontier Trainer Pass and the paintings in the Pokemon Contest Hall. Wait, what? This can get a bit complicated. So let's use the Groudon I end up catching as an example to take you through the RNG process for Emerald version. For reasons unknown to both man and God, when you talk to the Contest Hall paintings to view the winner of a Pokemon contest, the initial seeding function is called. It determines the seed based on the number of times the GBA renders a video frame, which, just like the RNG itself, is running at 60 frames per second. I take advantage of this by finding a seed where a 5 IV adamant Pokemon will spawn relatively close to me. I use a timer to hit the seed that I want, and I verify.
What if he listened to the doubters? What if she wasn't obsessed with the win?
Verified that I'm on the correct one by catching a wild Pokemon and checking its stats. After that, I go into the battle factory and I instantly lose a match and I save it as a battle record. The battle record is a replay system for you to save one match to your trainer card in Emerald, either from Link battles or from Frontier matches. The GBA actually doesn't store a video, it just saves both teams' data, their move selection, and critically, the RNG state of the battle. It's actually just recreating everything one move at a time. This means that we can effectively save our position in the RNG after hitting a new seed, almost like a save state, but on actual hardware. After that, we are about 100,000 advances away from our target Groudon. This is a 27-minute wait. So I do the wait again until I'm 5,000 advances away, and then I make a new updated battle record. At this point, it's a simple matter of going to Terra Cave and saving in front of the Groudon. I just have to open my battle record, wait the 5,000 advances, and step towards Groudon at the right 1/60th of a second window. In the end, it took me 1 hour and 43 minutes to get Quesadilla the 5 IV Adamant Groudon. There was a lot of waiting around via the painting, but the upside to this is that Rayquaza will be really fast now because it uses the exact same nature and IV spread. For Rayquaza, the only prep I had to do was trade over the Master Ball from Pokemon XD. After that, it was a simple 5,000 advance wait until I landed on it. It only took me 25 minutes to get Enchilado the 5 IV Adamant Rayquaza, and no joke, 5 of those minutes was trading to XD. So I'm done with Emerald for now, but we'll come back to it later for breeding. Right now, I just want to catch every Pokemon I need in general. So I'll be going to Fire Red, who I need for Mewtwo, Clefairy, and Snorlax. But first, let's cover the differences between its and Emerald's RNG, and why it's quite a bit more difficult here.
Got one.
Unlike Emerald version, Fire Red's RNG isn't broken.
Nope, that's the
It
stupid
generates
red
its
shard
initial seed
again.
when you press A on the title screen. Pressing A here causes the GBA to pull some data from one of its internal CPU registers, and it uses that to seed the LCG RNG algorithm. The timing for this A press is very strict, as the GBA checks this register every time a video frame is rendered, every 1/60th of a second. After that, the LCG RNG moves forward just as it does in Emerald, every 1/60th of a second as well. This means to succeed at this RNG manip, I have to hit a 1/60th of a second window 2 times consecutively. There is no way to store your current RNG state like there is in Emerald. Luckily, because the seeding actually works, we have a ton of initial seeds to choose from. For Mewtwo, I want to run a Modest Nature with 6 perfect IVs. I chose to have a perfect attack stat as well since Min ran Self-Destruct, which is a physical move, despite using a Modest Nature. Here I aimed for seed BC75, which was a 40-second wait at the title screen, followed by a 4-minute wait once the overworld loads. This is actually the shortest possible wait for a 6 IV Modest Pokemon in the entirety of Gen 3. No initial seed is closer to this spread than the one that I aimed for. After 1 hour and 10 minutes, I nailed double frame perfect timing and I get Paella, the 6 IV Modest Mewtwo. The reason this took so long is because, well, double frame perfect timing is hard. You try it, seriously. I've got a bunch of Fire Red and Leaf Green RNG tutorials. Check them out. Okay, so next up is Clefairy. I'm actually going to be getting the one from the game corner because it requires no egg moves and I don't have to catch it this way. It's the same basic process as Mewtwo and almost the same timing wise. I went for seed 3984, which is about a 43-second wait at the title screen, followed by a 3.5-minute wait in the game corner. This took me a really long time. It was 3 hours and 24 minutes of brutal RNG failures. But in the end, I got Kokito, the 5 IV Calm Clefairy. Again, double frame perfect RNGs are difficult, but I still think this is shorter than breeding will be overall, so I thought it was a good decision. The last thing I do in Fire Red is catch a Snorlax. Despite Snorlax also not having any egg moves, I thought catching it would be too difficult compared to breeding, since I am now out of Master Balls. So I caught it and I calced its IVs and then I sent it over to Emerald version. The one thing to note here about Min's strategy is that soft resetting actually works in Fire Red. And while the 6 IV Mewtwo might not have been within reach, there is actually a chance at some point in your life you'd find a half-decent Mewtwo while soft resetting in Fire Red. This is because, while I have a very specific list of seeds that I can choose from, that's only because of how methodical we are with the process. Hard reset every time, don't press buttons during the intro. This carefully manipulates the timer when registered. The moment soft resetting comes into play, you're hitting all sorts of crazy seeds we've never seen here in RNG land. So, sure, it'd still take a long time, but at least the game literally functions. Okay, now onto the breeding section. Before we can start breeding, I'll need to get the parents. I've already got a Snorlax, and the next one I need is a male Corsola to pass down the Mirror Coat egg move onto Cradilly. I spend an unbelievable amount of time here fishing up for one, and then I level it to 39 using the Elite Four in Emerald version. After that, I only need 2 more Pokemon, Leap and a Ditto. But these are the ones I'll have to RNG manip, because they need to have very specific IVs as the parents. You see, the way breeding works in these games is that only 3 total IVs are passed down from the parents, and the other 3 are generated by the game's PRNG. The way I have planned it is that so I will only get the IVs from one parent, so that the stats of Snorlax and Corsola do not matter at all. In addition, both Lileep and Ditto will have to be Calm and Adamant natures respectively, since only a female or Ditto can pass down the nature via an Everstone. So it's time to use the painting technique all over again to get a good Lileep and Ditto, and luckily I can get both of them on the same exact seed. Lileep was up first since it was closer to the seed. I wait about 30 seconds to hit the seed and then I confirm I'm there with a wild encounter. After that, I wait about 15 minutes in the battle factory until I am 5,000 advances away, and then I head off to RNG the fossil. It's pretty much the same as Rayquaza or Groudon, and after a few attempts I have a calm female 3 IV Lileep. After that, since Ditto is on the same seed, I just do another battle factory wait for about 6 minutes, and then I head to the desert underpass to manip them. It doesn't take long to get my 3 IV Adamant Ditto. I also caught a Slugma with Magma Armor at this point, so I could speed up the egg hatching process. All this breeding prep work took me 2 hours and 29 minutes. Not bad, but not too fast either. As for the breeding RNG, well, it's very simple. Eggs are generated in 2 parts in this game, something Min actually exploited himself. You see, after you put 2 eggs in the daycare and bike around to make an egg, the daycare man steps forward to indicate that he is holding one. At this point, the egg is partially generated. The Pokemon's nature, gender, and ability are all determined at that point. But crucially, the IVs are not. RNGing these traits is actually fairly time consuming. So what I do is generate an egg, save, and then I hatch it and check to see if it has the right nature and ability. If it does, I reset back to before I picked it up and then I could move on to RNGing the IVs. The odds of getting the leap I want from this technique is about 50-50 thanks to the Everstone passing down my Calm Leap's nature half of the time. Snorlax will be a bit more luck reliant, as I need to hit a 50-50 for the nature and for the ability. Parents' ability in this game are not passed down at all like they are in the later games, so it's a true 50-50 here as well. As for how the egg RNG works, it's just a 1/60th of a second window waiting for a period of time. For Lileep, I actually don't even need to go for a 5 IV, just 4, since it has no damaging moves. Lileep's target was only 1 minute and 14 seconds away. But the downside is that even with the quick RNG attempts, there's a few problems with Emerald's eggs. One is that determining where I land in the RNG is difficult, because the Pokemon hatch at level 5, and telling what IVs the stats are at this level is not that easy. And 2, even
Excuse me, can I get this?
ไม่ได้ฟูดไหนก็กินกัน
with Flame Body, hatching an egg can take a few minutes. To deal with the first problem, I go around collecting all the easily available rare candies, so I can use a multi-stage IV calculator to figure out where I landed. I'm sure many of you are wondering why I didn't just use the stats judge in the battle frontier instead of using rare candies. Well, I would need to collect them later on for level ups anyway, but also, the judge actually gives you a random stat if you have more than one perfect IV, and he also has a bias towards special defense. During this challenge, he literally gave me special defense 8 times in a row, so he's kind of useless. As for the second problem, there really isn't a fix. I just hit the Mach Bite and I shmoo. After 1 hour and 24 minutes, I have Maduras, the 4 IV Combo Leap with the Egg Move Mirror Code from Corsola. Now I just do some trades from Fire Red to Emeralds for Snorlax, Paella, and Coquito so that I could begin Snorlax's breeding. Getting the nature and ability proved to take a long time here, about 1 hour for Snorlax. But the setup for the nature/ability RNG would have required me to register every single trainer in the Pokénav, which takes forever, so I still think it was probably worth it to just do the technique as I did it. After that, the advances for the IV RNG here would be about a 5-minute wait. So I choose to make it shorter by waiting 4.5 minutes in the Battle Factory and then I lose, so I could make each egg RNG wait a lot faster. In total, from start to finish, getting Empanada the 5 IV Snorlax took me about 3 hours flat. Not too bad considering the egg hatching time is brutal here. And with that, we have every single Pokemon with perfect IVs obtained. It took me a total of 13 hours and 43 minutes. The time was split in half almost down the middle. I did it in 2 streams of about 7 hours each in length, minus some times for breaks and pauses. It is actually insane how slow breeding is. It took the same time to get literally 2 Pokemon for breeding as it did 4 Pokemon from static RNG manips. It's just because it requires a bunch of setup, I guess, like the parents and all that type of things. What's cool about this, from my perspective, is that I effectively used the same exact strategy as Min, but with more precision for the egg RNGs. We both generated our eggs initially the same way, as he writes in his war story. Emerald was my breeding ground. That took the longest. But after multiple generations, I got Clefable and Snorlax with the right nature and high IVs. I saved before picking up an egg, since nature, gender, and trait are set, but IVs aren't. And even when it comes to soft resetting, when you think about it, RNG manipulation is just like getting good at soft resetting. The difference between what we did was that I was doing it with a degree of precision unknowable to him at the time. There's actually a chance he got his bred Pokemon faster than I did, but my IVs are vastly superior. And again, he was soft resetting for the egg IVs, which, as we know now, does not work in Pokemon Emerald. With that, our new total time is 28 hours and 45 minutes. I actually don't think this is that bad, considering I had to play through 2 additional games. Alright, well, we're on to the EV training now. Before I start EV training, there is exactly one piece of prep I need to do, which is getting Pokerus. Pokerus doubles the amount of EVs you gain when you KO Pokemon in battle, and it is especially crucial in this gen. But Pokerus is rare. It's a 1 in 21,845 chance to contract it as the battle ends. So I aimed to RNG manip it. This RNG manip is very difficult and requires a fairly unique setup. The short of it is that I have to end a battle with a PRNG state that ends in a 16-bit upper of either 4,000, 8,000, or C1000. The final A press is on the You Gained X Experience text box. This is difficult because 1, it is a triple frame perfect input. You have to encounter a Pokemon, press A to start a battle, and then press A to end a battle, all with 1/60th of a second precision for every single one of those presses. 2, battles cause the RNG to skip advances. Basically, instead of going 1 by 1 at 60 FPS, they skip every other advance, going 2 by 2. While this doesn't mean it's at 120 frames per second, it does mean that if you get unlucky and start the battle on an even advance, but you need to land on an odd advance, you have to change your whole calibration setup. It's very frustrating. And 3, verifying what advance you hit is really hard. You see, since Pokerus is a binary, you either have it or you don't, you think it'd be impossible to tell where you landed if you didn't get it. Well, it would be, but a genius Gen 3 RNGer named Hatsune Tsumikos realized that pickup occurs a static amount of advances before Pokerus in the RNG. This means if you fill up a team with 5 Zigzagoons or Linoons, you can see what items they picked up to know how close or far away you are from your target Pokerus frame. So I caught 5 Zigzagoons and a Tropius, and I followed their guide. With many hiccups along the way that I do not have time to talk about, I eventually landed on Pokerus 2 hours and 18 minutes later. Luckily, by the way, the frames I verified pickup on had some rare candies as pickup results, so I snagged 4 of those calibrating this manip. As for Min, he isn't clear about if he had Pokerus or not. It started existing in Gen 2, but considering the rarity and the lack of online info at the time, I wouldn't be surprised if people just didn't know about it or didn't think it was worth it to get it without cheating. Either he took longer to EV train than I did, or he took way longer to get Pokerus than I did. Either way, what I'm doing is definitely faster. Okay, now we get to EV train. For EV training, there's really only 2 ways to gain EVs in these games: Pokemon KOs and vitamins. We'll first talk about the vitamins. Vitamins grant 10 EVs each per use for whichever stat they represent, but they only give up to 100 EVs before they stop working. Also, they are insanely expensive, at 9,800 Pokédollars each, so you'd have to do a ton of money grinding to get them as well. Aside from vitamins, there's Pokemon.
Oh shit,
KO.
got 2.
Every Pokemon grants a specific amount of EVs on KO. based on
Nice.
the most EVs a Pokemon can
Now
use
we're
is 3.
cooking.
That's typically reserved for fully evolved or legendary Pokemon. For example, Whismur gives 1 HP when you KO it. This can be enhanced further by Pokerus, which we just RNG'd, and the Macho Brace. Both of these double the EVs you get when you KO a Pokemon, and they stack with each other. So Whismur would be doubled to 2 and then 4 respectively, but Exploud would give 3 HP EVs, which would then be doubled to 6 and 12 respectively. But obviously, fully evolved 3-stage Pokemon or legendaries are not readily available, right? So what can we do here then? Well, the best strategy that I've actually found is to use Ditto in Emerald. KOing a transformed Ditto in Emerald actually grants you the EVs of the Pokemon it's transformed into, not what Ditto normally gives. This means you can train by swapping into a powerful Pokemon who Ditto will transform into on the swap's turn. Then, said Pokemon always wins the speed tie because your
Whoa,
Pokemon
another
gets
one.
the speed badge boost, and Ditto cannot copy that. And hopefully you one-hit KO Ditto and then gain 12 EVs. The only real downside to this is that Ditto sits at a 50% encounter rate, which isn't super great, but the amount of KOs you have to do is so much less than anything else. Aiming for 152 EVs after using 10 vitamins, you'd only have to KO 13 Pokemon. If you were to do this against Pokemon who grant 1 EV, aka 4 after all the boosts, it would be 38 KOs. Quite the drastic improvement if you ask me. However, the mid-ground of 2 EVs per KO, aka after 8 after the boost, is actually also very useful. This is only 19 KOs total, so I find that if the encounter rate is high enough, then it's worth it to aim for those Pokemon instead of using the Ditto trick. Now that you understand how EV training works, let's break down my setup and technique. First, I had to grind for money for the vitamins. A lot of people think money grinding is really slow in Emerald without glitches, but it's basically as fast as the Versus Seeker in Fire Red and Leaf Green. So the way it works is that after you take 255 steps and you change your location, every trainer in the location you walk into who is registered on your Pokénav has a 31% chance to trigger a rematch. If any trainer gets a rematch trigger, the 255 steps is reset. If no trainer gets a rematch triggered, the 255 steps are not reset, and you can enter and exit the area again to trigger the 31% chance. If a trainer already has a rematch triggered and is waiting, they are ignored for this process. On Route 104, there's 2 rich trainers, Lady Cindy and Rich Boy Winston. They each have a Lanoon that is holding a nugget, which you can use Thief on. And then upon defeat, while you're holding an amulet coin, they grant you 14,400 Pokédollars per victory. The strategy was to go to the lowest part of Rustboro, like about 10 laps back and forth.
Wells Fargo has enabled small businesses to create or preserve 254,000 jobs, with roughly $420 million to support diverse small business owners. Wells Fargo, the bank of doing.
The only bank that folds over and stays open. Ziploc, unlock life.
Because that's about 255 steps. And then I walk onto Route 104 and off it 5 times, and then I would check the match call system in the Pokénav. It takes about 30 seconds to guarantee that I get a rematch with one of them, and sometimes both of them trigger at once. I need to get 1,234,800 Pokédollars this way to buy all of the vitamins. This is actually above the game's money cap, which is 9,999 Pokédollars. So I stop once I'm close, I sell my nuggets to hit the money cap, I buy what I can, and then I continue on grinding. Doing this takes me 2 hours and 4 minutes to get the grind done and have all the vitamins I would need to EV train. For the actual Pokemon KOs, these are the locations that I use. For HP, I used Merrill and Petalburg City for 8 EVs each at a 100% encounter rate while surfing. For attack, I used Ditto in the Desert Underpass, transformed into my Groudon or Swampert for 12 EVs each at a 50% encounter rate. For defense, I used nothing. I only ever used vitamins here. No Pokemon was fully trained in that stat. For special attack, I used Ditto in the Desert Underpass, transformed into my Mewtwo for 12 EVs each at a 50% encounter rate. For special defense, I used Ditto as well, but this time transformed into my Blastoise for 12 EVs each at a 50% encounter rate. And lastly, for speed, I used Golbat in the second room of Meteor Falls for 8 EVs each at a 90% encounter rate while surfing. And the general process went like this. First, I'd give a Pokemon Pokerus by running from a few battles with the infected trophies in my party. Then, I first trained Mewtwo and Groudon, because they would be the Pokemon I have Ditto turn into later on to train other Pokemon, and while holding the Macho Brace, they're actually slower than transformed Ditto, so I thought it would be best to get them out of the way first. For every other Pokemon, I use a technique known as swap training, where I lead with the Pokemon who I need to EV train while they are holding the Macho Brace, and then I swap to a Pokemon in the back who is strong enough to get the KO for them, or is a Pokemon that Ditto needs to turn into. In addition, I keep track of the KOs using the remaining PP of my Pokemon's move. I also get the question all the time for the Gens 4 and 5 videos that I did on this subject. Why don't I use the EXP share instead of swap training? The thing is, before Gen 6, X, and Y, the EXP share was a held item. And the item I use to double the amount of EVs that I get, the Macho Brace, is also a held item. Since Pokemon cannot hold 2 items at once, I find that it is worth it to do swap training for double the EVs that I get, instead of not swap and then double the amount of Pokemon that I have to KO. It is much faster to do the swap training than it is to use the EXP share. That's why I don't use the EXP share. And then after all my training would be done, I would talk to the lady in Slateport to get the effort ribbon, to make sure my Pokemon was maxed out on EVs. Alright, so let's cover what each individual Pokemon needed to train and how long they took. First up was Quesadilla the Groudon. I gave them 10 HP ups and 10 proteins. Then I KO'd 19 Meryl for max HP and 12 Ditto and 1 Mightyena for max attack. Then I finished them off with a Zinc. This took 20 minutes. Really not that bad, especially because I expect Groudon and Mewtwo to be the worst ones, thanks to the Macho Brace slowing them down and making Ditto get a turn in, whereas normally they wouldn't. Next up, I tackled Paella the Mewtwo, who I gave 10 Carbos and Calcium to. After that, I KO'd 19 Golbat, 12 Ditto, and 2 Spinda to max out speed and special attack, respectively. I finished Mewtwo off with 1 Iron to cap out their defense. This took around 18 minutes. So far, very comparable to both Gens 4 and 5, which is pretty good considering they have much better tools for this than Gen 3 does. After Paella was Enchilada the Rayquaza, my final legendary. I gave them 10 protein and Carbos, and then I KO'd 19 Golbats for max speed, and after that I KO'd 12 Ditto swap trained via Groudon, and then 2 Shuppet to cap out attack. I finalized the EVs with the Zinc for 4 special defense. This took 28 minutes. I guess I underestimated how much swap training will slow down the process. Hopefully I could pick up the pace for the next one. Empanada the Snorlax was next up for the gym. I start with 10 HP ups and 10 proteins, and after that it's 12 Dittos via the swap training and 2 Shuppet for max attack, followed by 19 Meryls to maximize HP. I finished him off with an Iron for defense. All in all, Snorlax took 20 minutes flat. I'm really not sure why this went so quickly. Perhaps I just got luckier on the Ditto spawns? Coquito was ready for training next, and I started her with 10 HP ups and 10 Zinc. After that it was 12 Dittos transformed into Blastoise. Or so I thought. I actually forgot to use Zinc, and I almost lost count of my Ice Beams, so I had to pivot into using my brain for a moment. I paused the special defense training and maximized HP against 19 Meryls. Then I KO'd 2 Sandshrew in the desert with 1 Bracer and 1 without, which gave me exactly 6 defense EVs. Now I could finish off special defense grinding until I could get the effort ribbon without worrying about stats being inaccurate. Because of this screw up, Coquito took 39 minutes to train. I think it's fine, accidents happen, but you really have to pay a lot of attention in these older games. It can be really frustrating, but I guess that's what makes it feel good in the end. As when I successfully trained something, I know I was able to focus for a long time effectively. Or maybe I'm just crazy, I don't know. Finally, we have Maduros, my Lilith. Maduros has exactly the same EV spread as Coquito, and I do the same thing, except I do not forget to give him the vitamins. It takes 29 minutes to fully train him, and the reasoning is pretty clear. It's Blastoise. You see, Blastoise cannot easily KO itself while transformed, so the training takes a bit longer than average. Ideally, I should be using the roaming Latias for this, but ah well. I don't think I wasted too much time considering how long it would take to catch it otherwise. And with that, we've completed the EV training. If you count the money grind, this took me 5 hours and 2 minutes, which is quite a lengthy process. If you only count the training itself, it was 3 hours flat, which is honestly not as bad as I expected. But you know what's even faster than that? Clicking the subscribe button down below. It helps me out for free, and I'm trying to get to 50k subs this year. These team building videos take an insanely long time to make and a lot of effort. And I stream live right here on YouTube making them, so clicking down below notifies you of that too. Thanks. Anyway, comparing this to what Min did will be a bit difficult, but we can break it down by timing some things. The best money grinding spot in Fire Red and Leaf Green is on 5 Island. These 2 ladies give you 20,000 Pokédollars every time you defeat them with the amulet coin. That's only about 600 more than we get from Lady Cindy and Winston each. But the Versus Seeker is undeniably faster at money farming. It's only 100 steps a rematch instead of 255, and it's a 70% chance for a rematch at a worst case scenario instead of Emerald's 31%. However, this advantage is marginal at best, and Emerald wins out in the EV training department for speed. You see, the Ditto trick is not really doable in Fire Red and Leaf Green. Its most common encounter rate is 25%, as opposed to Emerald's 50%. On top of that, the EV training in this game requires you using the Versus Seeker against trainers to get 2 EVs reliably, like our speed and HP setups would. And every stat would use the 2 EVs, and no stat would be using 3 EVs consistently. This means that the Versus Seeker limitation applies to EV training as well.
Unwrap the small bar with Big Yum. Kinder Chocolate.
And while 100 steps is pretty good for money grinding, for EV training in Emerald we'll be getting into battles much faster than that, and gaining EVs faster as a result of Ditto getting 3 EVs each. I think in general, whichever game you choose is fine. You gain very minor optimizations depending on which game you choose. I timed EV training a Pokemon in both games, including the money grind, and Emerald wins out by literally 2 minutes, assuming you went with 252 speed, 252 special attack, with optimal setups for each. With that said, our new total time is 36 hours and 21 minutes. I think it's crazy how using Fire Red and Leaf Green is almost as fast as using Emerald in this game, and I think back then, the Emerald rematch system wasn't understood, and the Ditto trick was probably not widely known about. It's just crazy how close they were to being optimal back then as I was now. Anyway, the next thing I need to do is get every Pokemon to have all of their proper moves. Getting the correct moves started with just using whatever TMs I currently had. So Enchilada got Earthquake and Maduros got Toxic. I had already taught Aerial Ace to both Enchilada and Quesadilla for effective EV training earlier, so I didn't have to use those right now. At this point, I still need a few more TMs. 5 Protect, 1 Reflect, and Ice Beam and Thunderbolt. But they all cost money. So I do some grinding against Cindy and Winston to afford them. Reflect and Protect are at Lily Cove, and the other 2 are Game Corner TMs. Protect goes on every Pokemon except Groudon, and Reflect goes on Clefairy. The Thunderbolt and Ice Beam TMs go on to Mewtwo. So now I trade Snorlax to XD to teach it Self-Destruct at the Agate Move Tutor. Then I use the Shadow Ball TM I have there on it, along with the PP Max on Shadow Ball. Then I give it the health item leftovers and I trade it back. After that, I swap memory cards to my second copy of XD, and I teach Self-Destruct to Mewtwo. Next up, we've got some Move Tutor moves in Fire Red to use. I also need to evolve Coquito, which I could have done a while ago, or even before I traded it, but that's fine. First, I go to the Celadon department store and I use a single-use Move Tutor for counter on Coquito there. After that, I head to 4 Island to teach Body Slam to Quesadilla via the Move Tutor, and then to 7 Island to teach it Sword Stance, also via Move Tutor. Keep in mind, all 3 of these moves are single-use Move Tutors, and if I want to get them again, I have to either replay Fire Red again all the way through, or I would have to teach them via Emerald Battle Points, which could take a long time. Truly ridiculous. At this point, I evolve Coquito and trade her and Quesadilla back to Emerald version. The only thing left to do was level up Maduros to 29 for Confuse Ray and Empanada to 33 for Body Slam. At this point, I'm all done, and now we can... What? What's that? There's one more move? Right. It's time for the Battle Frontier. The Battle Frontier is a beloved addition to Pokemon Emerald, where you can take on 7 different challenging battle facilities, each with a unique gimmick to their playstyle. And for winning whatever that specific facility determines is a round, usually 7 battles or something like that, you gain BP, the Frontier's currency, which can only be earned there or used there. So there are 3 things I need from here, the first of which is a move, and the other 2 are items. A lot of people really like the Emerald Battle Frontier, but I really do not. The BP gain is painfully slow, and all the challenges are rigged against you by double team spammers, and as we already saw, raising a team can take forever. I haven't even finished it yet. My first instinct here was to RNG a Latios from Southern Island, as it's the Frontier killer, as shown by the very impressive all-gold speed runs. So I busted out my copy of Ruby, my Nintendo e-reader, and my totally legit, definitely real Eon ticket, and I scanned it into the game. Emerald can't actually use the e-reader system in English, but if you mix records with the Ruby or Sapphire who did receive the Eon ticket, you get it in Emerald and gain access to Southern Island, which is exactly what I did. At this point, I realized I was in over my head, and I forgot how messed up the Gen 3 capture rates are. I thought I could just waltz into Southern Island, hit my target advance, which was only a 1 minute and 16 second wait, and chuck Ultra and Timer Balls at it while it was in yellow health. I was very wrong. After repeatedly failing to catch the Latios for 2 hours, I decided I needed a break. And you know what? I also really wanted to prove a point about something here. You see, I decided to tackle the Battle Factory. I am sure lots of people would have said on the comments of this video, oh, you could just do the Battle Factory. You don't need to spend your time completing Latios to do the Frontier when you could just use rentals. I'm here to show you and prove to you that this is very wrong. While yes, the factory does quite literally require 0 setup, you only get 3 BP for the first 2 rounds. Then it increases by 1 BP every round after that for a while. 1 round is 7 wins. You have to do 7 wins in a row just to get 3 BP. Yes, beating the factory brain gives you 14 for the silver and 15 for the gold, but good luck getting there. There's a few reasons this is what I think the toughest facility and the most random facility. That's right, I think this facility is more random than the Battle Pipe, which labels itself as the Luck facility, and the Battle Palace, which is the facility where you don't even get to pick moves for your Pokemon. They do it on their own randomly based on your natures, and I still think the Battle Factory is more luck-based than both of those. For one, the factory is bugged. Just like everything else in Emerald, the Battle Factory does not function properly. You see, the Pokemon you pick at the start of your round and the enemy's trainer's Pokemon all start off kinda bad. They are weaker Pokemon species-wise, and also they have all 3s as their IVs. But the game is supposed to increase your IVs and the opponent's IVs based on your current win streak. But it only increases the IVs of the Pokemon you pick at the start of your win streak. And all your opponent's IVs are actually based off your current win streak and the level 50 battle tower, thanks to a badly done copy and paste job. This heavily disincentivizes swapping, the central mechanic to the Battle Factory, because you'll mostly be swapping down to worse stats. Oh, and of course the Factory Brain's IVs aren't bugs, so his Pokemon are all either 15 or 31 depending on which metal fight this is for. Second of all, it is a heavily luck-dependent facility. Even under perfect scenarios, you can get an unlucky matchup and instantly lose your streak because you are not preparing your own team. There are double team spammers and Endure reversal users everywhere, and there's just not answers to them sometimes because you're not picking the moves for your Pokemon. And lastly, with Emerald's broken RNG, this means the Pokemon you get at the start are not actually going to vary that much, since this RNG is also affected by that bug. Now luckily, there is a very handy workaround to this, in the fact that you could RNG the starting Pokemon for the factory, which is exactly what I do. The problem with this is that if you miss your target, you're flying blind without a strategy. I managed to get the silver medal with this strat, but then I lost in rounds 4 or 5. I try a few more times, but I fail at the silver medal or before it. It's really difficult. At this point, I switch over to the Battle Factory doubles because I have heard it's easier. And it kind of is. It gives more points by 1 per round. And in general, I was able to achieve about the same success as I was without nips. But I was consistently losing to unwinnable matchups and double team spammers. And the more that happened, the more my brain turned to jelly. But 4 hours later, that's right, 4 hours later, I had a 48 BP to get Endure, the final move I needed on Groudon. Even with optimal conditions, I think this is obviously not the play. I think maybe if I was lucky, I could have sped it up by like an hour. And also, there's no manips past the gold, so I don't really know how much more I could have improved this. At this point, we have every move on every Pokemon, and it only took me 7 hours and 11 minutes. Yes, this counts the Latios fails, but still, come on. And I still need 2 more items from here. The worst part, they cost 64 BP each instead of 48. Okay, listen. All the moves are done and we're at 43 hours and 33 minutes. We can just regroup and try again later with a different technique. While I calm down, let's talk about some of Min's stranger choices. Judging from Smogon threads at the time and Min's own war story, people were extremely critical of him for both item, Pokemon, and move choices especially. Again, I recommend reading Min's war story yourself, but let's go over his reasoning. The first 2 are obvious: Protect Choice Band Rayquaza and Cradily in general. He actually says he never intended to bring either of them into battle and never did. This is not unheard of. I've seen Wolf Glick say in his first season of VGC or so, he effectively had a set team of 4 he'd always bring, instead of actually choosing from the 6 that he had. On top of that, this is the first season of double battles ever in a tournament series, and the first ever bring 6 pick 4 format. It was new and kind of weird compared to what in-game happens in the main series and the fan competitive single scenes do. It's also not like Choice Band Rayquaza wouldn't have been a threat. Rayquaza in general was meant to disincentivize other weather users as well, so Kyogre wouldn't threaten his Groudon as much, via its ability. Cradily is a lot stranger and he doesn't talk much about it, but the general plan was for it to be able to survive explosions and self-destructs with its rock typing, and also live super effective ice beams and dish back mirror coats. Snorlax and Mewtwo are pretty obvious picks, and I think anyone in modern day can see why a Follow Me Clefable would be valuable in a double format these days. It basically exists to live a turn or 2 while Groudon sets up Swords Dances. No, the real issue here is Groudon's incredibly strange moveset of Aerial Ace, Body Slam, Endure, and Swords Dance. But Min is extremely clear with his reasoning. Based on other tournaments and online discussions, he had become aware that imprisoned Dusclops would be able to shut his Groudon down by imprisoning Earthquake. He also reasoned that Earthquake with Clefable as a partner is a bad idea. It either has to take a turn to protect or take a ton of damage. Lastly, since protects are often scattered by the enemy, it's not like Earthquake will often hit both Pokemon at the same time. So he chose to drop it. He says that Body Slam is the best single target no drawback move for Groudon, and Aerial Ace was chosen just to be able to have another move that was single target that could hit ghost types. You can read his reasoning for why all the other moves were bad according to him on the screen here, via his war story. Even if, by modern standards, we think he undervalued Rock Slide or overvalued Imprisoned Dusclops.
At Harbor Freight, we're committed to ensuring our tools are expertly engineered and built to last.
I think his creativity and planning for this event should be nothing but praised. It undeniably helped him to get the wins on several occasions. Okay, now that I've cooled off, let's finish up in the Battle Frontier. The last 2 things I need from the Battle Frontier are the Choice Band and Bright Powder. Both cost the aforementioned 64 BP. The only other way to get these items are either from the Ruby Sapphire Battle Tower, which gives you one of 9 random items every time you complete a streak of 7 after a total streak of 42 wins. So potentially that could be faster than the Frontier, but I think consistency is valuable. Relying on blind luck is just not good. The other way would be to use Mountain Battle, but the rate which you gain Poke Coupons at is also not fast. I think it's a pick your poison type of scenario, and my poison is the Battle Frontier. Okay, so my new plan is to exploit the NPC known as the Gambler of the Battle Frontier. This dude is just south of the Battle Pyramid, and every day he wants you to gamble on a new facility. He lets you give him up to 15 BP, and if you win a streak in that facility, he gives you back 30 BP. This is extremely exploitable because he only changes the facility once a day, or in my case, never, because my battery is dead. And you can just win round 1 of whatever facility he picks fairly easily, and then gain 15 BP for winning against a bunch of, not fully evolved Pokemon. There is, of course, a catch, because why wouldn't there be an Emerald version? You need 3 silver medals for him to let you gamble with him. So I will be revisiting the Latios plan and then taking on the 2 easiest facilities. Ultimately, I decided that Smeargle and Absol were going to be the key components to catching this Latios consistently. Latios only has Psychic-type moves for damaging moves, which Absol is not affected by. And then Absol can use Taunt to prevent Latios from spamming Dragon Dance and recover. And Absol has Pressure, making the damage moves disappear twice as quick as they would normally. Smeargle is the obvious choice here as the catching Pokemon for its ability to learn Spore, False Swipe, Shadow Ball, and Taunt. So first up is catching the Smeargle. I RNG manip a Smeargle at level 50 with high enough speed that, when fully EV trained, it'll outspeed Latios by 1 point when Smeargle is at level 52. Then I trade over Parasect and Marowak for my Fire Red, who know both Spore and False Swipe respectively. Then I teach Smeargle all of the previously listed moves via the Trainer's Eye Double Battle rematch on the Daycare route. After that, I do a small amount of money farming to buy some X speeds, X attacks, as well as to farm more Ultra Balls and Timer Balls. All this farming took about an hour and 30 minutes just to set up Smeargle and Absol. Then the general strategy would go like this. Attempt an RNG on Latios, which is only a 1 minute and 15-second timer. Then I would lead with Absol and spam Taunt until Latios is out of damage moves. At that point, I would switch to Smeargle. Then I would get Smeargle to +6 attack and speed using the X items. This lets me outspeed it to Spore it, and False Swipe gets it to 1 HP in 2 hits. An hour later, I catch the Latios I am aiming for. This is actually the same one speedrunners use for the all-gold Frontier speedruns. It's a 31 in special attack and a 29 in speed with a modest nature, and fairly bulky all around. At this point, I have to EV train it, but I want to use it at the level 50 facilities, not the open level ones, because those start at level 60, and training this Latios for 10 levels would take quite a while. So I opt to use an extremely cursed EV training technique. But before that, it's the usual money grinding for vitamins, 10 Carbos and 10 Calcium. Then, to minimize EXP gain, I swap train against extremely low EXP targets while having the Pokemon I swap to wearing the EXP share. You see, in Gen 3, if more than one Pokemon battle, and one of those Pokemon is holding the EXP share, they split the experience by 50% twice. Once for the swap and once for the EXP share. So the Pokemon holding the EXP share gets a majority of the EXP. So I train against Zubats and Altering Cape for speed, having to KO 38 of them, and against Spindas and Slugmas on Route 113 for special attack, also 38 of them. As you can see, I barely even have 1/4 of the EXP needed to get to level 51. I know what you're thinking though. Don't you have to level it up to gain EVs? Nope. If you put a Pokemon in the box and take it out, the EVs are updated. This doesn't work at level 100 unfortunately though, since you need to be able to gain EXP to gain EVs in this game. Anyway, Latios is all trained up now. It took about another hour because I was swap training for like 76 Pokemon, but it's also not the only Pokemon I'm going to use. It is not a good enough guarantee for the silvers all on its own, so I level up Snorlax to 50 using the Wally rematch in Victory Road. He has a higher EXP per minute rate than the Elite Four does actually. I could have probably traded to Fire Red, but this many levels didn't really take a long time, only about an hour, so I don't really think it would have saved much time, especially if you count the trading process, which unfortunately takes like 5 to 6 minutes, just for one trade sometimes. Anyway, once Snorlax is level 50, I delete Protect and I teach it Earthquake, and I decide it's not worth it to get a third team member. I think these two will be enough to get the 2 remaining silvers that I need. The last thing I do is get the proper items. For Latios, I use a Lumberry. The Soul Dew does not work in the Battle Frontier, so I think this is the best option. Lots of people love to spam Toxic and Thunder Wave, and this is a get out of jail free card. For Snorlax, I go and get the Quick Claw from the Trainer School, since it's the only easy item to get that's good for him, and it's the actual item he'll be needing for his final moveset anyway, that Min used in the tournament. Since I didn't want to get a third teammate, I decided to just bring along a level 27 Tropius with me as I enter the Battle Dome. This is a unique facility, sort of similar to the Pokemon World Tournament from Black and White 2 versions. It's a tournament structure where you see what 3 Pokemon your opponent has, and then each of you get to pick 2 of your Pokemon to bring along into the battle. I always bring my Latios and Snorlax, naturally, and I blast my way to the silver medal in 33 minutes, earning 16 total BP along the way. A pro tip for the Dome Brain is that the Swamperts in the Battle Frontier always have Counter and Mirror Coat, basically. and they love to spam it, so it's a free setup opportunity for Latios, who can just spam Calm Mind until it's +6 and then one-hit KO everything on the team. So with the dome done, up next is the Battle Pipe, which is called the Luck Facility. But really, I think it's just the easiest one in the whole game, especially to get the silver medal. This place is a bit weird, but basically, you choose between 3 different rooms, and they each have a random outcome of what could be in them. It's either a hallway with wild Pokemon, a trainer battle, getting randomly statused like poisoned or paralyzed, a heal, or just nothing at all. The goal is to avoid the status conditions and get either healed, wild Pokemon, or nothing.
These are some of my go-tos for thin hair. Okay, Wei, props for making my hair look full and my shower look chic. Here's a yes for thick, shiny strands. Vegamore, you kill it every time. So my hair gets oily and flat so fast, but Nutrafol takes care of all of that without stripping it. And lastly, Living Proof has peptides, and they make my strands look thick.
You can just run from the wild Pokemon, that's why it's easy there. After you make it through 14 total rooms, you fight Lucy for the silver medal. And hilariously, after 10 minutes, I made it to Lucy and lost. I didn't remember or realize the menace that was her toxic stall shuckle. So I give it another go, and after 10 minutes, I defeat her easily. And I've gained a total of 13 points from this facility. We are now sitting at 35 out of 128 needed. Why do these cost so much? So now that I have 3 silver medals, I go over to the gambler and he tells me he's betting on singles in the battle tower. The strategy here is to just give him 15 BP, run to the tower, win 7 battles for 1 BP, and then go to him and claim my reward, which is 30 BP. Then I go to the tower and reset the game after it saves to get the lady at the counter to yell at me and force my streak to end. At this point, it's a rinse and repeat. I go to the gambler, give him 15 BP, and win 1 round again for another 16 BP total. This is by far the fastest BP yield for how easy it is. The only other things that even come close to this is having a gigantic streak in the Battle Dome or the Battle Tower or something like that. But you would also need to breed a specific team just for that, so I think this is an extremely effective way to grind, especially if you only need a few items. From 35 BP to 128, it took me 52 minutes to get what I needed. This is really fast. I think this is even comparable to having a full prep Battle Tower team for this. So I would highly recommend everyone try this method. Even if you don't get a facility as good as a tower, Latios is probably good enough to carry you in round 1 through any facility, barring the palace or the factory, which, you know, it's going to be a little tougher, but they should still be doable. At this point, I have 5 of the 6 items I require from Min's team. I already have the Quick Claw Lumbarian leftovers, and I just bought the Choice Band and Bright Powder using BP. The last item I need is the Shellac Berry, which for some reason is pretty rare. The only consistent way to get it typically is through the Poke Coupon system in Coliseum or XD, but I've got a way to let me get it instantly. Unfortunately, it'll have to wait until I finish the next task, because it requires me to be able to restart my Ruby version. For Min, it's unclear what techniques he used to acquire the items. I'm not even sure if he prepped using the Battle Frontier or the Battle Tower, but what we can talk about is his item choices. Just like his move selections, he also got a ton of criticism for using the hacks items like Quick Claw and Bright Powder. For example, to win his Washington DC regional, Min got a lucky Quick Claw proc with his Snorlax, and that won the match. And then crucially, in the national finals, his Mewtwo dodged several Hydro Pumps from a Kyogre, but the Mewtwo was holding Bright Powder. So think about if you were the Kyogre user relying on 2 Focus Blast hits to win your match. That's what you'd be doing. I'm not sure I'd bet the national championship on that. But regardless of that, a lot of people perceived Min's wins through looks, or hacks as the Pokemon community calls it. But in reality, there is just not a ton of items in Gen 3 that are very good. There's maybe 10 or 11 usable items, plus some berries. Nowadays, we are spoiled with variety, but back then, not so much. Min says this himself in his war story. I think criticizing the player for using the items that are legal in the format is silly. It doesn't take away the victory that Min had to win all of the matches up until that point, and in the end, his item choice did pay off. So, I think you shouldn't criticize a person for that type of thing. It is a toxic mentality that I think is slowly shifting away, but you do still see lots of players complain about hacks. Even myself, I get mad when double protects go off. But I think as a community, we need to move away from this, and in general, people are better about it now. Anyway, now we have every Pokemon we need with all of the right moves, all of the right items, and they're all EV trained. We're at a total of 50 hours and 8 minutes, a truly gargantuan amount of time. And we're not even done. Now we have to get all 6 Pokemon to level 100, the pinnacle of power for a Pokemon. Very few Pokemon ever reach this level. This is a section of the video where I push my Pokemon's level to the absolute limit, by raising them to level 100 in an unconventional way in Gen 3's environment. Because, more or less, I'm crazy. This is the level 100 gauntlet.
Who are those women?
Pretty sure that's a
Guardians of
shiny statue. Yep.
So, yeah, I've alluded to this before, but we've got to grind. And I'll be honest, there is
Nice.
no fast way to do this. But I think the way I've chosen is the best. The way I'm grinding is via the pickup ability in Pokemon Ruby, for the most part anyway. Pickup is an ability in Ruby and Sapphire that gives a Pokemon with that ability the chance to have a held item after you defeat a Pokemon in battle. It's a 10% chance for there to be any item at all, and then the various items you can get are organized by percentage rarity. Ruby and Sapphire are the best for this, because unlike in most other Pokemon games, where the items you can get via pickup improve as a Pokemon levels up, in Ruby and Sapphire, the items are always the same. And it's the best version of the pickup table from later games. The two items I am interested in are the Rare Candy and the PP Up. The Rare Candy is a generous 10%, and the PP Up is a not-so-generous 4%. The plan is to use two Game Boys. One has my Emerald, where I grind every Pokemon who isn't level 60 to around there, and one has my Ruby, where I spam Pickup. Once every Pokemon is 60, I switch to using my Japanese Sapphire, where I dual spam Pickup. At this level, Pickup is going to be nearly or more effective as gaining experience points to level up, because the amount of EXP you gain to level up at that point is insane. On top of that, I'm hitting two birds with one stone, farming PP Ups and Rare Candies at the same time. This was insanely tedious and boring, and there is just no solution. I also was playing two games at once, which isn't easy for me to do, especially during the level grind part, where I couldn't keep the games synchronized. So, to keep you entertained while I grind, I bring you an interview with Journey Across America Florida Regional winner and New York Nationals competitor, Mistrevis. So with me I have Mistrevis, the Florida Regional winner for the Journey Across America tournament. I actually met you through the Pokemon RNG scene a while ago, and I only found out you were the winner of the tournament after doing some digging for Min's team and finding the videos on your channel. But for those that don't know you, would you mind introducing yourself? Who are you, how long have you been playing, and what formats do you enjoy?
Sure, I'm Mistrevis, or Nick, if you want to call me that. I've been playing Pokemon casually since, I guess it was, I want to say, 1999, I believe it was, shortly after Red came out. And I enjoy mostly the older formats have a special place in my heart, such as the Journey Across America one, but I'll play just about any format at any time.
So do you remember the general process you were using to build the team?
Yeah, I got several more than several, a lot of battle points because I grinded the hell out of the Battle Factory. I got a lot of battle points from that, which I needed to teach Explosion to my Metagross. I think I actually got my Groudon Rock Slide from Fire Red Leaf Green.
Yeah, single use there, right?
There. Other than that, several of my Pokemon for the qualifier, they were just ones I played through the story with. Like, half my team was stuff I really put a lot of effort into, like, resetting for, although still they weren't. I mean, we didn't have RNG at the time, and I didn't hack, so I was kind of up the creek, sort of.
Actually, I want to ask you about that. So,
yeah, go ahead.
So because there's not RNG back then, right? Nobody knew about it.
Right.
What type of compromises did you have to make insofar in Natures and IVs go?
One thing I compromised was Natures, and I just, like, when I was going resetting for speed, I just, this is a high enough IV, I'll take it, rather than with my Mewtwo, I need Timid, 31 IV.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Something along those lines, so, things like that. I mainly just shot for high enough IVs that a Nature I considered decent at the time, or if I got IVs I was really pleased with, I might settle with less than ideal Nature.
Were you using any glitches at the time? Was the Emerald clone glitch known back then?
It was, but